Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you why we should have guns as civilians and what's the main purpose of having guns. Not just for going out and shooting and that kind of stuff, but overall you can use it for home protection, because a lot of people might try to hurt you, and if you have a gun, that's going to prevent somebody from coming in and hurting your family. And the government here in the U.S. wants to ban most guns and basically say you're not allowed to have the gun when it's our Second Amendment right.
It's almost kind of like you have a nuclear power. You don't need a nuclear weapon because you have it. You know, no one's ever fired off a nuclear missile. Why? Because you don't want to suffer the consequences. And it's always shown that the states that have higher registered guns have lower crime rates. So it only makes sense. It's like, well, yeah, you know, here's an example. People break into schools all the time and shoot children, right? When was the last time someone broke into a police station and shoot it up?
Yeah.
No, you know, people don't, you know, that's why, you know, if a cop goes into a bar, his meal's comped. Why? Because they know that, oh, if we have police coming here all the time, people are not prone to rob places that you have people carrying guns walking around. I think that, you know, that there is accidental gun discharges and stuff, but that can be eliminated with training. But the one thing is that if someone has information and a controlled understanding of a firearm, the good always outweighs the bad, because then you don't.
What Frank Mir was basically saying, because the audio was kind of bad, he was basically saying, if you have like the more registered guns you have in a certain state, usually the crime rate is low. And yes, we've had Columbine shooting, we had the shooting in the movie theater, we had the shooting at that elementary school, but like he said, if one of the teachers or somebody knew some martial arts, or they had some sort of weapon, they would be able to use that to apprehend that guy. And look what the guy did in the shooting in the mall in Oregon. He basically had a gun. He went in there in the mall, started shooting, and then when somebody actually just pulled a gun out on him, he went in a hallway somewhere and killed himself. Why? Because he's a coward. And my thing is, why should we have guns? It's because, let's say someone's going to rob your house, right? And there was a story of this girl in Georgia, and this guy went from room to room to room strictly to hurt this lady, and she was hiding up in the basement, in the attic with her kid, and this guy went room to room with a crowbar looking for this girl to harm her. And once he found her, she had a gun in her hand, and she shot that guy 6 times, and that guy was still, because it was a low caliber round, actually got out of the house and ran for his life. If she wouldn't have had that weapon, she could have been dead. There was one in Arizona. This 12-year-old little boy was home by himself with his little brothers. A guy broke into his house. He ran upstairs, grabbed a gun like a beast, and shot the guy and protecting his family. And the police department said they commended him for doing so. So why would you want to get rid of weapons? So, it's the truth. A lot of people say if everybody has a gun, there's going to be a lot more gun violence, and people are going to be shooting people and hurting people. And we have cars, 3,000-pound cars. You have road rage, right? And a lot of people don't understand with road rage, most often than not, people get out of the cars and they knuckle up. They're not going to run you over, because it would be more vicious to run somebody over with a 3,000-pound truck than it would with a gun. And the reason why I think guns shouldn't be outlawed is because you should be able to have a gun here in America or wherever you live to protect your family. Like I was just saying, there's stories of people who've actually been home alone, where a guy will break into their house. There's one lady, I think it was Oklahoma City, and she was on the phone with the cops, and she had a shotgun in her hand, and she said, I have a shotgun, 2 guys are trying to break into my house, and the cops actually literally told her, if you gotta shoot them, you do what you do to protect you and your kid, because she had a little baby. And basically, the dude broke in, and she was on the phone. Once she pulled that trigger, it saved her life. And if we didn't have guns, put it this way, if we didn't have guns, criminals are still going to find a way to get weapons. You can buy weapons online. People are going to start using knives. Because I remember when I was in high school, a kid was bullied, and he brought a machete to school and was going to almost hurt somebody. But my honest opinion, we should have guns as a regular person, a regular civilian, to protect our family if we want to go out to a gun range and shoot. Because I don't own a gun personally, but my brother owns a gun, and I go with him once in a while and go to the gun range and shoot. I think it's a fun, cool thing. It's a stress reliever for me. I would never think about taking a gun out and shooting somebody. And the people always say, oh, well, the Columbine shooting, the elementary school shooting, it's because people watch too many violent movies. That's bullshit. 99% of people who watch those violent movies or play like Call of Duty don't go out and shoot people. So the Call of Duty thing, the violent music like ICP or Marilyn Manson, that stuff has nothing to do with someone shooting a gun. So in the comment section below, if you like guns or you have shotguns in the past and you don't support this bill that they're trying to pass, saying the Second Amendment or right should be, they'll put everybody's name on a list who owns a gun and basically get every gun off the street. And they're trying to make it where your gun can have no more than 10 rounds. And they say no semi-automatic weapons. Like I was talking to my brother, he owns a 9mm pistol, right? The same kind of weapons that like a police officer use. If you pull the trigger fast enough, you can pop off 10 rounds easily. It doesn't matter if it's an automatic weapon, semi-automatic, or a Glock, or just a shotgun. If you pull that trigger fast enough, you're going to get some rapid fire off it. So the people who really want to ban guns, I think it's a stupid thing. I think guns we should have for protection in our home. Yes, a lot of people freak out when they hear guns in their home. But if you are trained, like Frank Mir was saying at the beginning of the video, if you are trained with the gun and you go out and you actually just go to a gun range and you understand the safety of a gun, then in reality you're not going to be scared to use it, or you're not going to not understand how to use it. So he's a mixed martial artist, and he says you should own a gun because it would cause so much less crime if there was more guns. A lot of people think if there's more guns on the street, there's going to be more crime. I honestly think it's going to be the complete opposite, because why do people who rob people, they don't go rob a police department, they don't go rob a restaurant that has cops there like on a daily basis. Why? Because they have a gun. And most people who have a gun, when they go to rob somebody and somebody else pulls out a gun on them, they freak out and they shoot themselves, or they run because they're not expecting someone to fire back at them. I think Dad should put that all the way back.
Okay, you guys use that for squirrels, right?
Hold on a minute. Okay.
Holy shit.
Crosshair right on.